What's going on, my fellow collectors? Jim here with another figure review, and tonight we're going to check out the McFarlane Toys Jim Henson's Labyrinth Jareth the Goblin King. Very, very cool. If you were born in the late 70s, early 80s, you know about this movie. I remember me and my sister watching this movie all the time, and we had to fast forward certain parts because it would creep us out so bad. But it's a very cool movie. This is the first time I've ever seen a Labyrinth figure. I mean, they may make some, but I have never seen it. So when I saw this, I had to pick it up. Packaging is really nice. You know, it's collector friendly. Big open window. You see everything. You got the Jim Henson's Labyrinth up here. A couple images. You got the name of the character down at the bottom. Got a little open window on the top. This is McFarlane Toys. Bottom, you got that. Side, you got that. Other side, you got that. On the back, you do have images of the figure along with the accessories. But yeah, that is the packaging. Let's go ahead and crack this thing open and take a close. Okay, here he is out of the packaging along with the two accessories that we do get with this figure. Now, the first accessory we do get is the masquerade mask, which, you know, for the most part is pretty decent. Nice sculpt, nice little paint on it. Very, very cool. But, of course, like I figured with these, you know, McFarlane figures, one, he doesn't hold it very well. I mean, he holds it, but you can already tell I got the paint rubbing off because the hands are just hard, rock hard. They're not, there's no give in the hands whatsoever. So he will hold on to it, but because of the crappy, you know, articulation, you can't mimic him putting it on. You know, on the back of the box, they show this picture of him with it over his eyes. You know, but I guess what they're doing is basically doing this and then kind of taking that picture to give you that depth perception, like it's right up on his face, when really there's no way you're getting that up close to his face whatsoever. He is included with the little crystal ball, which is nice, you know, nice translucent plastic. And again, I mean, as far as him holding it, it is literally just resting it on the hand. That's it. So I mean, it's going to be very, very easily knocked off and probably lost. So, you know, I don't know, if maybe if you really want the crystal ball, I would, like, you know, glue it or put some kind of putty or something, just kind of keep it in there, because that is about all that's going to hold that up. We do get this little base for him, which has a little bit of texture here on the top, so it's pretty cool. You got two peg holes, and you do have the Jim Henson's Labyrinth. And taking a look at Jareth the Goblin King, aka David Bowie, I think they did a pretty decent job. I mean, it's pretty recognizable, of course, in this outfit. You know, you can kind of make him out and remember him from that movie. He had a couple of different outfits throughout the movie, but I think face sculpt, it's not bad. You know, I think they definitely captured, you know, David Bowie's likeness. And I do like the hair. I think the hair sculpt turned out really well. It's almost like multi-layered, and it's soft. But we get some nice kind of, you know, brown and then darker browns kind of shaded all throughout it. We do have his kind of mascara that he's got going on top of the eyes. So, I mean, I think overall it's a nice representation of, you know, the character. And then what they did with his outfit, I think, turned out really nice. I love the metallic blue with this kind of black wash we get all throughout it. His undershirt, which reminds me of the Seinfeld poofy shirt. But we have some nice kind of, you know, black wash to bring out some of the details in that. And then we just kind of have all these crazy, intricate gold, you know, rubies and buttons and all throughout. That turned out, you know, for the most part, really nice. And then, of course, we do get the black shading all throughout this metallic part of the jacket. Same thing down here. Looks like we get a couple more kind of stones or rubies, and this belt has some nice sculpting. And then even like the cuffs of the his sleeves have some nice, you know, sculpting detail and gold and little rubies and everything. So I think, you know, they did a good job in that aspect of it. The pants are very, very plain. They're basically just black, but we do have some sculpted wrinkles. And then the boots, again, pretty plain. They have a more of a glossy black to them. And then on the back, again, we get this nice kind of, sculpted detail all throughout with all of these, gold and all the different colors. Some of it's a little bit more sloppy back here. But again, we get the nice kind of wrinkles all throughout the jacket. And of course, that goes all the way down. And again, we get the nice kind of, wash in between to bring out some of the, wrinkles in the jacket. Now, this part that hangs down is soft, but I mean, with McFarlane figures, you're not getting a bunch of articulation anyway, so it's really not hindering much because it's basically just a statue. Definitely with the legs, because I went to see if the legs could go forward and back, and it just popped right off very, very easily. So, yeah, this is basically just going to be a statue up on the shelf. But, if you remember that old Labyrinth movie, this might have a little bit of nostalgia to it, especially if they come out with some other characters. Like, I would love to see, like, other companies bring us characters from the Labyrinth, especially SH Figure Arts. This reminds me like of Jack Sparrow's, where I could see them really, knocking it out of the park with a Goblin King from SH Figure Arts. I could just see them really doing that well and working in the articulation. But as far as the articulation, yeah, you don't get much. You do get left and right, and the hair does kind of, get up out of the way. It's a little bit soft. You do get a little bit of down, a little bit of up, not much at all, a little bit of side to side. Arms only hinge out that much. That's about it. I get about a 90-degree bend out of his right arm. On his left arm, though, I can only get a little bit, just about 90 degrees. Not really. It's much worse on this side. And I don't have it backwards, because this side you really don't get anything. So I have it the right way, but I can only get about that much out of it. And I mean, that's it. Like you see, you try doing anything with the legs and you're just going to pop right out. You do have a single bend at the knee, but because of, how this jacket hangs down and it's not the softest thing in the world, it's just going to kind of kick it back. But you get about that much at the bend at the knee. And then for his feet, you get rotation. There's a little bit of movement up and down, and that's about it. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's not bad. Might be one of those ones that maybe you want to keep in box up on the shelf, because the box is nice and it's not going to take up a lot of room. Measuring him out, it looks like to the top of his hair, he's around 7 3/4 inches tall. Is that right? No, hold on. He is a little bit over 7 1/4 inch tall. And just as far as a comparison, since I have Kratos sitting here, here's what he looks like next to the NECA God of War Kratos. But yeah, guys, that was a quick look at the McFarlane toys. This is the Jim Henson's Labyrinth, Jareth the Goblin King. Like I said, if you remember that movie, which was actually a really cool movie back in the day, this might be one that you might want to pick up, just to either keep in the box for your collection or take it out and just, have it up on the stand in the collection. That's what I'm more or less going to do. But yeah, guys, that was a look at the figure. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next figure review.